DISLYTE Beginner's Grind Episode 3, although in reality it's only been a few hours since we did Episode 2, so we're not that much further along in this one than we were in the last one. I want to do 3 things in this video. I want to try to do, in every video, just focus on 3 different things. Number 1 is I want to talk about the relics. I want to show how the relics are a little bit different than, I mean, a lot of them are very similar to Summoner's War, Epic 7, Raid Child Legends, etc., 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 etc. However, it's a little bit different, so we'll talk about that in a sec. One of those relic sets I think you guys really need to know about. Number 2 is the meta, apparently, is a little bit different, or a little bit different. It's a lot a bit different than I expected it to be in these games. It's usually like a poison meta for early game because you got terrible runes, artifacts, relics, whatever you because every game calls them different stuff. So usually it's a poison meta, continuous damage, ongoing damage, whatever at the very beginning when you're low level. But apparently in this game, it's not like that. Poison apparently is not as strong as I had expected it to be. So the meta is a little bit different, which is nice because there's 2 rare units. Rare, think like Nat 3. So 2 rare units that are actually pretty good after they're ascended. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll go through and we'll try to get another 10 pull. We'll get another 10 pull. I already exhausted all my energy for today. This is a bummer. This means I'm gonna have to. I'm already decided I'm gonna break the bank. You guys, I already listened to your comments. You're like, oh yeah, spend money on whatever. I'm not gonna go crazy on spending money, but I do want to at least refresh the stamina. That's what I'm going to spend for. So let's get started. What did I say we're going to start with? So relics. Number 1, 4 sets are in the specific slots. So these 4, I'm sure some of you guys already figured it out, already knew, but the triangle, the diamond, this the sphere, or circle and the square. What do I call it? A sphere. Whatever. The circle and the square are the 4 sets. They are always in those spots. So you cannot get one of these War Machine sets in one of these, in the Hex spot or in the Spade spot. You can't get it. It's not, those don't go there. Those are only, the War Machine is a 4 set, and you can only equip it in these specific 4 slots. You cannot equip War Machine in these. And vice versa with these other ones. So the 2 sets you can only equip in the Hex and the Spade. So if we go here to replace, we can actually see, if we go to replace sets, we can see 2-piece sets, Master Grove, Incandescence, Stone Veins, Sword Avatara, Apollo's, they got fancy names, guys. They got fancy names for what they are. Apollo's Bow, Adamantine, Immensus Peak, the Enchanter, and the Light Above. All right, so those are the 2 sets. They can only go, it's only showing us the sets that can actually go in those slots. For this one, we can do, over here, War Machine, Hades, Abiding Panacea, Windwalker, Windwaker? Ocean Waves, Hammer of Thor, Tyranny of Zeus, Snow Dowager, and Astral Witchcraft. Also, Windwalker and Astral Witchcraft, I messed those up. I thought this one was this, and I thought it was the same set for whatever reason. Because it looked kind of, I was like, oh, it's the one that gives you extra speed. I was like, nope. So I didn't even have a full 2 set. Or sorry, I didn't even have a full 4 set on some of the units that I thought I did. So just FYI, because in Summoner's War, in some of these other games, like Summoner's War, that's not like that. In some of these, you can just stick them, wherever. So let's go over here to Trials. Let's go to the Ritual Miracle, which is where you farm all the relics, where you farm all the relics. That one was on purpose. Let's go take a look at these. These are the ones that you get from here. We have War Machine. We'll get to what I'm going to say in a second. War Machine attack plus 30%. We have speed, increases speed of allied espers with disables. Allied espers afflicted with disables. So this is kind of like an anti-CC. From what I understand, this is like an anti-CC set. So Astral Witchcraft is different than Windwalker, which is just speed plus 25%. It's like, this is like the Swift set. This is, again, Summoner's War. Summoner's War, Summoner's War, Summoner's War. I keep saying I want to be done with Summoner's War, and then I keep talking about Summoner's War, don't I? So, these are 2 different sets. 2 different sets that increase speed. This one is just always, and this one is when disabled, right? It's stronger, but it's when disabled. For this one, is just HP. For this one, is just defense. For this one, it is accuracy. So, accuracy 25%. It does seem like they value the extra stats that you get from the relics more than other games. Also, I noticed that when you upgrade the relics, it doesn't upgrade them exactly how you think. Like sometimes you're like, oh, it's going to roll into this, and it's like, it's not. It's a brand new sub-property and you're like, oh, I thought it was going to roll into the sub-property that's there, like we see in similar games. But for this one, for the APEP, we have the APEP Legends. Sorry, we have Lifesteal, we have Healing Efficacy. So this is just going to be good for your healers. Just make them stronger. Grants that we have Ocean Waves. 30%. Oh, this is the crazy one. 30% chance of reducing all ability cooldowns by 1 turn at the start of each turn. This reminds me of, like, they didn't do the Violent Runes, they didn't do the additional turn. They're like, okay, we'll decrease the ability cooldowns over here. So this is a 30% chance, and it is, you don't get an extra turn, you just get the byproduct of what an extra turn would have given you previously, except that you don't actually get that. Like I said, you don't actually get the extra turn. So it's kind of like a budget Violent Runes, I suppose, but it's a 30% chance, even though we know that Violent Runes are still, like, not, it's still like 700% chance. We have this one is, no, not this one. This is a different one. This is just the counterattack. So these are the two sets. This is just the counterattack. This one is a shield set. This one is crit rate, but this is 20%. I appreciate that it's a 20% increase versus a 12% increase. So we have Fafnir for over here. Let's go take a look at the I don't know, it doesn't really matter if we take a look at the 10 or the whatever, or a lower level. We have Tyranny of Zeus. This is a, think about like Despair Runes, right? We have the stun. This one over here, 20% chance of freeze, and you're like, oh, well, freeze, that's not the, how is that different than the other one? This is when taking damage. So I messed this up in other games, because other games have this, like when you take damage, you do something to the enemy. So this is granted 20% chance of freezing the target for 1 turn when you take damage. This is CC when you attack, and this is when you take damage. For this one, we have crit damage. That's just fairly standard. This is interesting, especially considering people were like, "Oh no, the poison is not meta. That's not people aren't really doing it in this game like the other games." So we have a enchanter, which is a 30% chance of extending the poison and bleed debuffs, even though people saying that's poison and poison is not really a thing. We have resist over here, fairly standard. We have immunity, right? So those are all the relic sets. I'm like winded from talking. I'm winded from talking. Those are all the relic sets. So I wanted to go over those. We also have espers. We have 2 espers specifically that I want to talk about. Number 1 is this guy. So if we take a look at his skills right here, everyone gets him at the very beginning of the game. I didn't think too much of him. I'm like, okay, he's just a damage dealer. Whatever, he's a damage dealer you get at the very beginning. He deals damage equal to 100% of attack. If a critical hit is triggered, reduces cooldown of death judgment. We have Shadow Shock, which is a defense break, 200% of attack. And then we have the 3rd skill, Death Judgment, which gets its cooldown decreased. It is damage to an enemy equal to 220% of attack. If the target dies, perform a bonus attack against a random enemy, dealing damage equal to 150% of attack. The bonus attack can be triggered up to 2 times within a turn. Okay, so he seems like just a damage dealer that potentially gets extra turns and deals more damage, right? Except that if you go to growth, if you go to ascension, not here, this one, so this increases its power. So now this bonus attack ignores enemy defense. Much stronger, right? Then we have the HP over here, and then we have crit rate. So this one is crit rate plus 10%, which I appreciate. Epic 7 does this too. Like when you ascend things, you get extra crit rate. So I appreciate that they give you just all these extra stats, because a lot of times in these games, if you're not a super whale, or even if you are a super whale, it's hard to get all the crit rate that you need on these units to get the efficiency on the runes, the gear, the artifacts, the whatever on these units. These ones, you get you get more crit rate with the sets of relics, and then you also get a crit rate bonus over here. So that's number 1, because he ignores defense, and people are actually more excited about that than because you got to actually look at these ascension bonuses to see. So this is the next one. We have Tang Yun, which is a good old stick boy. Okay, can you exit? He has no self-esteem. I feel bad for him. He's got no self-esteem. So let's take a look at the Tang Yun skills. We have number 1. This is a stun. Through Iron Polearm, we have the number 2. Attacks enemy 2 times, each dealing damage equal to 100% of attack. 50% chance of triggering a pursuit through Iron Polearm. And then we have Avatar attacks an enemy 3 times, deals damage equal to 80% of an attack. 80% of attack. If a critical hit is triggered, then Tang Yun can use Iron Polearm to trigger a pursuit on the target. So we've got the Iron Polearm as the first skill. And then we have the Captain ability, increases attack by 18%. Really, he's only a 3-star. He's only a rare unit, so he's not, you're not going to expect that crazy of a leader skill. So here are when he gets, it's very similar to the other one that we were going to see, right? So we get the 100% of attack with a 50% chance of triggering pursuit through Iron Polearm. This is now 100% of attack, ignores 40% of enemy defense. And then we also get the crit rate plus 15 over there. So that's the thing. This is just, I didn't build these units myself. This is just what people are telling me, like, oh yeah, you should take a look at these units because they actually ignore defense. They can do pretty decent damage for just rare units. So I thought you guys might get a kick out of it, might appreciate the extra information on that if you were not already aware. What did we... Oh, we didn't do that yet. So we're going to go through now, and we're going to see what we actually... I want to get the rest of these summons. I want to do a 10-pull. Nope, we didn't do that yet. All right. I'm not sure how far we can get in some of these things because I haven't even attempted to do a couple. No, I haven't even attempted to do a couple of them yet. I'm looking for summons. This is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for summons. Let's see if we have some summons from... Because I want to do a 10-pull. If we can't do a 10-pull just directly... Actually, we can go through the shops. Maybe we should take a look at the shops. Actually, I already decided against it. We shouldn't take a look at the shops because I said I wasn't going to go crazy. Excuse me. I said I wasn't going to go crazy showing every little thing in this... Here's the summons! Okay. Let's see how much we actually have. Floor 15, upgrading the Esper's ability. How much do we actually have here? Also, we can take a look at the shop here. Some of this stuff is pretty nice. Pretty nice. So 4-star relics, I don't really care about. 3-star, 4-star, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. Experimon, don't really care. We're just going to get that anyway from farming, right? I don't really care about any of this stuff in the gold shop. After I said some of this stuff is really nice. I mean in the other shops. The gold shop, whatever. No, there was one thing. Oh, no, the stamina. the stamina. Because you can only refresh, you can only refresh stamina so many times per day. So, this, though, pretty nice. We got some 6-star stuff. Crit damage, defense bonus, HP. I was hoping for speed. But we do have, over here, we have attack. Also, this is another thing that I wanted to mention if you guys didn't already know this. You can have the same primary stat and substat. There are some games that are like this. Summoner's War is not like that, but you can, like, this is a thing in this game and in other games where we have attack bonus for the primary stat and then attack bonus for the substat too, and we have crit rate. So this is pretty solid. This is pretty solid. Legendary Abilimon. Over here for the tournament shop, Legendary Starmon, gold record. Honestly, I would just focus on this. Like, I know it's expensive. Like, the things at the top are so good, though. And you don't know how much... We'll see over the course of how long the game lasts, how much, or not how long the game lasts. We'll see over the course of time, over the course of weeks, months, however long, how easy it is to get some of these upgrades, the Abilimons. Why does it seem like a weird name to say, says the guy who called himself Bagelmon for way too long. But we'll see how many of those we actually can potentially get, but... those are things that are on my radar to try to pick up from these shops. Then we have the cube shop, which, yeah, this is the one that we were farming earlier. It's important to try to farm these things as much as possible. So this is the one that you get from farming the, hold on, the Point War. That's what you get here, right? So you farm the Point War, and then you get, this is kind of like Arena and the Devilmons in Summoner's War, right? So, oh, we can't get to the other shop from there. We have to go all the way back to this thing to go to the tournament shop. And then we have the cube. So this also pretty valuable. Let's see what they are. Oh, this one's not bad though. I mean, for early game, you don't have 100% crit rate. You want your things to crit, do a lot of damage. End game, you're gonna have enough crit. I think in this game, end game, you're gonna have enough crit rate Attack bonus. It's not the subs that I would want on some of this stuff, but it is still pretty decent. Shields. That could be tanky for your defense. For your points war defense. Let's see what we have for gold. We can't see how many we have. We can't see. We have some epic Abilamons over here, 50%. I'm just going to get... How many do we have? 800 points? I'm just going to get this. Yeah. It's cheap. It's on discount. What do we have for the club? Oh, we have to join a club for... That's a guild. We have to join that first. Let's see how much we have from this. And then let's do... Did I do everything that I wanted to do? We have 2 more. We just need 2 more. Okay. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go 2. And let's end it off with another legendary. Looks good to me. Right? Tired. Why am I tired? I don't know why I'm tired. And out of shape. I'm tired from talking. Alright, so let's see what we actually get over here. Not anything so crazy ridiculous. I mean, some of these are new. Hey, there we go. The unit that I apparently like or not apparently, the unit that I like to use that apparently is not anything valuable. Hey, we got some, oh, okay. I already regret it. I already regret it. I shouldn't have done any 10 falls. I already regret it. Alright guys, anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you learned something. I hope some of this was useful. See you as always. I'm gonna go spend some money now, but mostly just because I want to get extra energy, stamina. So anyway, that's it for this one. See you as always in the next one.